people's house. Big Zeus, here's the people's house. Big Zeus, go up to the gate, 1600 on the map. Hope to be the people's house, I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers, I'm balling through the wall. Power through the people, yeah, I gotta make that call. Trapping for the team, red and white and blue, that's me. Voices on the block, I'm breaking through.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
In the lobby, yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Signing for the fam, yeah, you know my game strong. Freedom is the banner, and I got my chains on. Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting hard, I bury you inside the booth. Founding father's vision, yeah, I'm flexing with this cash.
Big pharma, big tech, turn these dreams to bad.
I'm the voice of the hood, trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hand, but the system's overweight. They paint it white, yeah, but the stains running deep. Promise they selling it, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms.
Lincoln, MLK, now it's photo ops.
Power plays all day.
I'm trapping for the vote.
Big Zeus.
Good morning, ladies and
It's
gentlemen.
the people's house.
We back in the
Powers in
Thunderdome.
the air. Zeus. We
wanna-
knocking on the door. Zeus.
Hey,
We wanna hear your song. Yeah. Yeah. Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke. People on them players, yeah, y'all think this is a joke. Take it back and write the code. 1600, got your soul. Put my portrait on the wall, they staring at me like I'm cold. Greatest story ever told. I will never ever fold. I'm trapping out the West Wing, doing deals all in the dark. Make your dreams come true. All I need is a spark.
Good morning.
Ringing, but you don't know who is on my line. Got the Constitution jumping, yeah. You
Welcome,
know
ladies
I'm
and
so
gentlemen.
divine. No stains on my kicks, and the rally outside, and the gates is locked. This power never divides. Sitting for the block, head busters make them wanna fight. 1600, do it all day, all night. The people's house is a trap. Got the power, get it back. Money talk loud, time to clap.
hey,
Fight for the keys, that's a fact.
let's
It's a
go.
rap. I'ma bring it back.
Good morning, ladies and
In
gentlemen.
the people's house, powers in the air. It's the people's house. We knocking on your door.
Welcome to the show. All right, nice to see you, VIP.
We wanna hear your soul.
Big Zeus. All right, you know what it is. Big Zeus. All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning to do this. It's going to be an abbreviated show because Big Zeus has other affairs to tend to. All right, you know what that means. All right. Yeah.
It's like deja vu.
Let's
It's
go.
deja vu when I'm running up these rats. I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class.
Let's go,
It's
ladies
like
and gentlemen,
every
let's
week I
go.
gotta take out the
Nope.
trash.
Remember, you
I'm
gotta
on top
throttle
of
it
my
down.
game, headed to class.
Be nice on the
You can throw
shares
it
and the
at
likes
me,
because they
you
flag
can-
it.
Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is
Supposed to happen.
the algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my cause I mean it.
All right.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it together.
The master with a new
There it goes.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple
Yeah,
of
right.
days.
Yes.
Shit was
Keep
radical.
it clean.
Very
It
radical.
was horrible. I'm like, you've gone. Zeus has gone way off.
Oh,
the
oh,
rails.
oh, oh.
Like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's deja vu when I'm running up these rap.
Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. We're having some technical difficulties. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah. Second. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll be right back. Hold on. One quick second. All right. Let's see if that gets us going, gets us back in the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ladies? Once again, we're back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are gathered here. We have to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all know are clearly hell bent on destroying this great country of ours. All right, and you know. That consists of just lying and committing crimes and just doing all kinds of nasty and disgusting things, all right, in order to try to save what's left in terms of their power. Because, you know, you can see their poll numbers, and their poll numbers are Donald Trump's poll numbers doing good? Last I checked, they weren't doing so good. Because he's failing at everything, right? W Terra. And so before we get into that, let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. The first H is because I'm honest, all right? I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is it's because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, you know me, I'll be the first one to apologize. But here's the thing, just because your feelings are hurt, it doesn't mean that I owe you an apology. Most likely it means what? You need to sit your special behind down and do what? Listen to this special broadcast, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, which we all know is arguably one of the most important. W. Zena Smith in the chat, all right? The last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, which we all know is the most important. It's because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Thank you. Now, many of you know what we do. Like I said, it's very incredible what we've been doing and what we've been able to accomplish in the Trump presidency, right? What we do is we hold those on the right, especially their dear leader, accountable for every single one of their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. As well as their crimes, because we understand that we're not going to surrender this great nation of ours to the most incompetent, corrupt, evil, vile, disgusting administration known to mankind. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I've never read about anything like this in my life. I never heard about anything like this in my life. I never thought something like what's happening right now in the United States of America could ever happen here. But like I said, hold on. I understand why it's happening. I truly understand. It's because we have there's a curse on this nation, and it's because a lot of the people out there that support Donald Trump, they don't know how to do the math, right? It really does boil down to that. A lot of you Trump supporters. You know, I was on a live the other day, and I don't know if some of you were in there. And did you see me? She's a great person, you know, Misty. She's a great person. Her heart's truly in the right place, but she's still a Trump supporter, and I don't get that. She's conflicted, but I'm working on that. But she has some folks in her live, and they just couldn't zip it. They couldn't just zip it because I was literally giving them so much information about what's really happening right now. You know, they were trying to argue with me about what's going on in the state of Texas, and they were trying to say the Democrats in the state of Texas, they're not following the law. And I said, are you seriously MAGA? Do you think you are the example of who and what following the law looks like, considering your track record? I mean, you can't have it both ways, MAGA. You all can't walk around here brazenly breaking the law. All right, and it started really before, but I like to bring up January 6th. You can't just break the law on January 6th, talk about how much you wanted to unalive law enforcement officers, and then you turn around and you get a job. You know, I've seen this. A January 6er who was attacking law enforcement. Now they're a cop. Donald Trump hired them and says, now you be a cop. It's just like Cash Patel talking about, I'm going to release those e-files. And then he gets in there and he says, oh, I can't release those e-files. I mean, this is and this is why I continue to say that if you just look at what's going on, Donald Trump has the Epstein curse. And they go, well, what's the Epstein curse? Look at his hand, look at the swollen ankles. And if you've noticed lately, he can't hear as well. That's the Epstein curse. And I talk to people on TikTok, and I think a majority of you Trump supporters, you all have the Epstein curse too. And so before I go any further, because I heard some news over the weekend about Jeffrey E., and I said, this is just disgusting. And I know also at, in 8 minutes, Donald Trump is supposedly giving a press conference in Washington, D.C. You heard about this? And he's going to go after all the criminals and the people who are homeless. Can you believe this? He's going to do this in about a few minutes. And the first thing you got to say to yourself is, well, why isn't he going after himself? Because Trump, you're the biggest criminal on the planet. I mean, and this is why I do this. And just to think, we have a sitting president who is a convicted criminal on the verge of meeting with a war criminal. You believe this? He's about to go meet with Vladimir Putin this week in the great state of Alaska, right? Isn't that crazy? He's going to go meet with a war criminal. And I said, that what a disgrace, because I also heard the stories that Putin is selling, children that were captured in Ukraine, puts them on a website and is selling them. And you know exactly what that is. That's basically trafficking, right? Of the children. So you layer that with he's a war criminal. I'm talking about Putin, and maybe Trump is now, because you see what he's doing to the immigrants. So he's going to go meet with a war criminal and someone that traffics children, right? W. Rick, and he has ties to Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, I don't know what more information MAGA needs to come to the same conclusion that he's a terrible person. And so before I go any further, let me ask the audience real quick. Are there any Trump supporters out there, WVIP? Are there any Trump supporters out there? All right, because you saw what I was about to get into, and I don't want to go any further without at least doing my PSA announcement. Listen up. If you're a Trump supporter out there and you get triggered by the way that I'm running this broadcast, or the wonderful people that I get up here that tell the truth, leave my show right now and just do us all a huge favor. You could go hang out with, who is it? I was in his live, Dame. Someone said Dame. Yeah, you could go hang out with brother Dame. All right, because he'll lie to you. He will, even though he knows better. Because I told him the whole time. I cooked him with olive oil, because that's healthier. I cooked him all the time when I go. You go hang out with him. You may go hang out with that other liar. He's actually worse than Dame. Snuggie? Yeah, Snuggie. You could go hang out with Snuggie. Snuggie can't even tell the truth, even if you gave him $1 billion. He couldn't do it. All right? But because they'll lie to you. Or even worse, go hang out with the Russian bears. Because these folks, I don't even want to get into what they're doing. But you go hang out with them, because they'll lie to you. But over here, we won't. I promise you. We'll tell you so much truth, your head will spin and it'll pop off. All right? And so, like I said, leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable for you. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome have officially closed. W Big Zeus. And so what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to stop doing this. I figured this needs to just be something W, Ange, don't do that. I saw what you just did, Ange. Knock it off. I'm going to integrate this. I am not going to stop beating the drum. And the drum's name is Release the Epstein Files. We're not going to let this go. I know mainstream media, they can't keep up with all the things Donald Trump is doing. And so it doesn't matter what they do. It's about what I do. And I'm not going to ignore this until I actually get some concrete evidence that this guy with the Epstein curse is totally absolved, totally exonerated. All right, so I want to say this. As of today, August 11th, 2025, there's no indication of any new releases or developments regarding the Epstein files, which is, to me, as far as I'm concerned, a disgrace to this great country. And that's why I'm once again, before all of you, demanding that we continue to put more and more pressure on the DOJ and the Trump administration as it relates to releasing those files, all right? As we've been paying attention to some of the recent development, it's become crystal clear that partial disclosures just aren't enough. We must once again demand full and unredacted releasing of those files so that we can get justice for the victims and restoring the trust in these public institutions, all right, mainly the government. Because right now, I don't know about you, but if you've never ever believed the deep state was a real thing, looking at what's happening right now, you got to say, maybe the deep state is real. Yeah. Maybe they are covering up something after all. Yeah, and so we need to get those files. So let's take into account some of the actions that Congress has recently taken in pursuit of the truth. In recent weeks, we know there have been bipartisan efforts, and they've intensified, actually. August 5th, the House Oversight Committee under Republican leadership issued subpoenas to the Department of Justice for complete, unredacted Epstein files, including demands for depositions from former officials such as Bill and Hillary Clinton. This does build on an earlier resolution, including H.R.Res. 577. Oh, that's cool. On July 14th, and H.Res. 589, noted on July 28th, both calling for the immediate release of all federal documents related to the Epstein files. Furthermore, H.R. 4405, the Epstein Files Transparency Act, has been proposed to mandate disclosure of all relevant Department of Justice records. On the Senate side, Democrats have invoked an arcane law on July 30th to compel release, while individual members such as Representative Summer Lee on July 23rd have publicly urged action. These steps reflect a growing consensus that the oversight must prevail over obstruction, and yet these deadlines loom without compliance. All right. The Department of Justice has also made limited progress, though it falls short of what we actually require. In February of this year, we all remember Pam Bondi authorized the initial phase of the release, shedding light on all aspects of Epstein's network. A July memorandum reiterated that there's no formal, quote, client list exists, and concluded an exhaustive review citing legal constraints on further disclosures to protect victims and grand jury material. More recently, on August 8th, the department filed motions to unseal grand jury exhibits from the investigations into Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, supplementing previously released transcripts that happened under Joe Biden. The DOJ is now responding to House subpoenas and a new lawsuit filed on August 8th seeking communications related to these files, adding judicial pressure. While these incremental measures are noteworthy, they underscore the need for comprehensive action rather than piecing things together. We know independent journalists and media outlets continue to play a crucial role in uncovering these new details, often filling the voids left by official channels. On August 5th, we all remember it, the New York Times published documents revealing letters from prominent figures and photographs from Epstein's New York mansion obtained through legal proceeding. The Guardian reported similarly a trove of letters expanding our understanding of his influential connections. A leaked FBI document, and I showed it on my show, covered by the outlets like the Gateway Pundit, and on the same date suggested Epstein may have served as an informant, a claim that, if verified, demands further scrutiny. CBS on August 1st highlighted a mysterious unidentified individual near Epstein's cell prior to him being eliminated, as DOJ reports. Additionally, TMZ detailed ongoing remodeling of Epstein's private island, raising questions about preservation of evidence. Journalists continue to expose systemic protections afforded to Epstein's associates, reminding us that investigative reporting is essential when our institutions fail. Despite these advancements, we must confront the reality. As of today, no new release of the Epstein files have occurred. Calls for transparency, including figures like J.D. Vance, remain largely rhetorical. You saw J.D. Vance this weekend. He's just playing in our faces. These delays perpetuate the injustice for the victims, shields potential accomplices, and erodes our faith in our democracy. Therefore, once again, I'm going to be beating this drum and demanding the immediate release and full release of these files. The Department of Justice, you need to honor your subpoenas, unseal all records without the redaction, and prioritize truth over legal technicalities. To Congress, advance legislation like the Epstein Files Transparency Act without delay, and hold accountable those who obstruct progress. And to the public, you, me, and everyone out there, we all must continue to be vigilant out here, all right? Because it's really through the pressure we're putting on these folks that we will get that change. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, to all of you who've been with me and helping to keep the heat on these folks about the Epstein files, W's for all of you, right? Because we're getting somewhere, and you could just see it in his poll numbers. But I also got to say this. I got to give a round of booze and shame, Lake of Fire. And this goes out, ladies and gentlemen, to all of the Trump supporters on TikTok, especially you, who are, and do I have any MAGA women in my audience right now? Real quickly. Do I have any MAGA women in my audience right now? All right, because I need to make sure that this gets sent straight to you. Any MAGA women out there right now, just identify yourselves. I know you don't want to come up here, but what I heard you saying yesterday, how you were saying somehow it's acceptable for Donald Trump to walk in on the girls at the pageant and touch on them and things like that. I said, you know what? I'm starting to think you're no better than Ghislaine Maxwell, all right? Some of these MAGA women, you might as well just see them as Ghislaine Maxwell. And so what I'll say to you, and I already know the MAGA men are just evil and disgusting, but what you're doing, you're being complicit in that. Do us all a huge, huge favor, all right? Because I heard what you said, and there's just no excuse. I've thought about it, and I said, there's no excuse. These folks ain't nothing but the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them where they came from, straight to hell!
Silence, you MAGA demon!
W. Zeus. No. There's no way any of you conservative women should be on this app and turning a blind eye to what Donald Trump has done. There's Are we there? Are we there? Are you there? Can you see me? Can you see me? Hey, can you see me? Can you see me, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. Wow, look at that. Oh, yeah. Ooh. W. Zeus. Ellie, you said look at God. Ellie, you said look at God as if God has something to do. No. It's actually the opposite, Ellie. When I get to cooking on this show, and everyone here knows it, I cook better than most people. This is when the demonic forces start to happen. But it's not a good thing for you, because what's happening is you're being robbed of the truth. All right. And so if I were you, Ellie, I would honestly ask God to forgive you for all of your sins, because I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't care if it gets me into trouble. And, my mom doesn't like it when I say it, Ellie, but you are a prime candidate for hell. Yeah. The content you've put out lately, it isn't helping the children. Absolutely not. It's harming the children. There's a lie I need to address right now, and it comes from Dame's world. You know who Dame is. He seems to think that black people do better under Republicans. And I said, Dame, why don't you want to talk about it? But if Dame or anyone of his ilk could come and give me the facts, I'd be more than willing to do it. Which party lowers black poverty? That's all I want them to do. W. Zeus. There's two choices, Democrats and Republicans. Which party lowers black poverty and which party increases it? And then you go get the answer And then you come back and talk to me because I'd give you the answer, but you didn't say I'd be lying. And I don't want to get into that. Democrats, W little hawk. Yeah. And so you got to ask yourself, how can you be a person that says I help black people, but then guess what you spend all day doing? Trying to tear black people down. And I thought about it and I said, during the Civil War, I hate to say it, but we had a lot of black folks. They were black on the outside, but on the inside, they was not black. And what they did was they worked alongside they massa. They call them the massa, and the massa had tricked them. How did the massa trick them? Oh, if you want your freedom, this is what the massa used to say to the people in the South. This is why they fought alongside the Confederate. If you want your freedom, fight alongside me. And these are the same people that were just whooping them and doing all kinds of evil things. And they actually went along with it. And so I'm not shocked to see that in 2025, we still have some colored folks out there with that same mindset. But over here, we don't allow that. W. Zeus. And that's why Ellie is getting triggered this morning. But let me get back onto the E-files, all right? So I said there's nothing anyone can honestly say to me to help me believe that it's acceptable to give Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell a pass on what we all already see. You see these people dancing together. You see them on flights together. You see them on the message logs together. You see them using his plane. You seeing the victims come out, and y'all still run around here and try to make it seem like, oh, this is nothing but a hoax. This is okay. You're going to keep on saying it's a hoax all the way until your special behinds ends up in hell. All right. Now, one of the things that came out this weekend, and I don't know if any of you heard this, but it turns out that Donald Trump and this comes on the Midas Touch. You should go check out the video. I can't even play it because there's words being said in the video that I think will get the live flagged. But I think it is worth noting that perhaps this is just another piece of the puzzle that explains why Donald Trump doesn't want Ghislaine Maxwell to start singing like a bird, all right? Because you remember that letter that the Wall Street Journal published. They're saying that letter was released because Ghislaine Maxwell was basically, she has leverage on Donald Trump and saying, hey, I know my reputation doesn't mean a thing, but I know where the skeletons are, right? And so that letter came out where Donald Trump had that, it was drawn like a woman, and he told Epstein, I know what your secrets are. You remember that? They're saying that came from Ghislaine Maxwell. And so that's immediately after that, Todd Blanche said, we can't have her running her mouth and doing it and saying anything else that's basically going to tank his presidency. Trump, what would you like me to do? And he says, whatever you do, you need to get to her as fast as you can, because if she says something else, my goose is cooked, and all of us in here, because they're all criminals, all of us are going down. Get there, Todd, And so he went there. Ghislaine, what do you want? I want a pardon. Well, we can't do that right now. That's basically, how about you move me to a better facility then? If I move you to a better facility, will you stop releasing this information? Because he can't do anything to her, because if she ends up missing, that's dead giveaway. So she got him by the, because she's used to having him in that position. He's totally compromised. I'll move you to a lower security facility if you would just, please don't release any more information. You'll do that for me? Yes. We'll get right on it. And so then you see what happens, right? But there's always more to these stories. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm keeping my eyes on the television because I want to check in what Donald Trump's going to do in D.C. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but Michael Wolff gives us more information about Donald Trump's ties to Epstein's. And what we found out over the weekend is, you ever heard of I got to use the word kitty? Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were running a kitty committee. This is what I found. And I said, this is disgusting. I'm using the word kitty, all right, because I keep it clean. But if you want to know what the real word is, you got to go back to Donald Trump's, Access Hollywood tape when he says, when you're a star, women let you do it, grab them by the... You remember that? All right. So remember, I'm going to use the word kitty, but it's really that word. All right. And so what we'll do, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because we don't want to get this live taken down, but I want to make sure MAGA and women understand that this is what it was all about, or this is just one more piece of the puzzle.
Let's bring them up. One of the many things that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump had in common was their obsession with the royal family. At one point,
Okay, so he's going to talk about how they were both trying to figure out of the two of them which one could smash, Princess Diana. I'm using the term smash because this is TikTok, right? So, but you get what I'm saying. So, and then after that, he's going to, bring into that what the Kitty Committee was all about.
in the mid 90s, after Diana and Charles's marriage started to fall apart, Trump and Epstein had a bet with each other about who could sleep with Diana first. I don't know, by the way, if either of them ever won that bet. There was a point at which Epstein was asked to be the guy. Apparently this was a thing, like a job, a position, who would slip into the seat next to Diana at certain functions when whoever she was with got up, so she could never be seated next to an empty chair. And when Epstein got this job, he bickered with Trump about who wanted the introductions to also get this job. Epstein wouldn't give it to him.
Men doing it.
Hold on. It's getting good. It's getting good.
What they understood, and many people have understood this before them, is that the royal family was one of the great social climbing vectors in the world. If you were involved with the royal family, engaged with the royal family, familiar to the royal family, able to bring the members of the royal family with you, all doors opened. You could have access to anyone you wanted to have access to. This raised both your stature and the possibilities in your life. So here were these two guys, parvenus, vulgarians, who by this, in part because of their connection to the royal family, suddenly had access to all of the status and all of the financial circles of the world. I mean, here were two guys, and again we have to ask this question: how did they do it? How did Epstein, who came from nowhere? How did Trump, who came through bankruptcy after bankruptcy?
Russians. How
did both of these guys yet become figures in the world? I mean, figures of enormous wealth and standing. The agent of their royal family plan was Ghislaine Maxwell, with her deep connections throughout British society. The plan for both Epstein and Trump, this was their mutual plan, was to focus on Prince Andrew and to ply him with girls for which he had an insatiable appetite.
So now you see Prince Andrews is involved, and you know what he did. You can't say that didn't happen. And this is where it all starts to really make sense.
And money, which he was always short of and in desperate need for. Now, this is a key issue right now in the way the White House is looking at the Epstein scandal. The fear is that Ghislaine Maxwell
Oh,
can tie Donald Trump to the details of what Trump and Epstein called the Pussy Committee.
oops. I shouldn't have said that. My bad. I meant it should have been the Kitty Committee. I'm so sorry. For educational purposes only. My bad. My bad. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's
Trump and Epstein in their efforts to get girls for Prince Andrew.
that's so the committee, their efforts were to get, he didn't say women, girls for Prince Andrew. And him and Epstein, Donald Trump and Epstein, according to Michael Wolff, they were on that committee. Yeah. You got to go back when Donald Trump says he stole my employees, talking about Epstein. This is Ellie, are you there, Ellie? Ellie, are you there? Ellie, are you here? Because I really want to ask you just one question. How do you feel about what you're hearing right now? How do you Trump supporters, Ellie, you think this is a joke? Okay, you think this is a joke? All right, all right. Because see, it's a joke, and there's a saying, Ellie, and I'll say it to you. You probably haven't heard anything like this before because no one tells you the truth. The same thing that'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. W. Zeus. Same thing make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and it's true. It is true. I'm not making this stuff up. It'd be different if I was making all of this stuff up and telling it to you, but you're getting it straight from arguably the horse's mouth.
Let me step back because I think that this is incredibly important, a historic note to focus on this word.
I took it on mute.
A word that they use constantly and casually.
He said he wants to focus on the word kitty because this is a word they used constantly. They used the word casually. So, and you can't say he's not telling the truth because you heard Donald Trump saying the word and he said it's just locker room talk. All right, so let's get into this.
And meaningfully. This was their currency and reward. It was how they saw the world. This was their point of power and a point of leverage. Girls, but somehow something different by using the word.
I gotta mute it.
Coupled with Prince Andrew, what this added up to for both men was status, wealth, influence, and royal entitlement. Again, how did these two men, Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, come to be what they are? Well, Prince Andrew and start to explain a lot.
Prince Andrew and the Kitty Committee starts to explain a lot. So what I've done, ladies and gentlemen, is this is why I say independent journalism is very, very important. And this is why I say we must continue to beat the drum. Now you understand why Donald Trump is hell-bent on going to meet with Vladimir Putin this week, right? It's just another attempt to distract the narrative. So, and you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together. So what I'll do is I'll get to judgment, all right? Because I still don't think a lot of the Trump supporters see what's currently happening to them. And they don't understand why their lives are currently falling apart. But I'll help them understand. The reason your lives are falling apart, MAGA, is because you're worshiping the devil. Donald Trump is arguably either he's the devil or he works directly for the devil. Because how else do you explain Donald Trump going to go meet with a war criminal who also is engaging in the same conduct Epstein was engaging in? I mean, and at actually a lot worse of a level. So Whether it's him going to go meet with Putin or him, serving on the board of the kitty committee, it's right in your face that Donald Trump is a disgusting person and you're supporting it. And so, you know what's worse than Donald Trump? His supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. And this is why I say God's judgment is truly upon this nation. It's because of MAGA and they're evil, they're vile, and they're disgusting. Satanic. It's really satanic. It's their behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, let's condemn them where they came from. Let's go ahead and send them straight to hell. You will be judged. You will be judged.
Silence, you MAGA
Jesus. You will be judged. Each and every single one of you Trump supporters. Your pastors aren't telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. All of you are going straight to hell, all right? What else did I want to do, ladies and gentlemen? Because there's so much going on out there. I'm looking to see if Donald Trump is actually... He's late to his press conference. Get that. He hasn't showed up because I'm going to watch that press conference, all right? The next thing I wanted to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I wanted to talk about a story that I ran across. It says, hold on. A Trump supporter, they now regret their vote. And once again, I'm like, oh, well, why do you regret your vote? And I'll tell you in just a sec, all right? I'll tell you, and this is from, I know where it's at. It's on BuzzFeed. That's where I read it. And when it comes from BuzzFeed, it's a really good source. Here it goes. A MAGA voter goes on a nasty rant. Breaking down the ridiculous cost of their diabetes medicine due to Donald Trump's tariffs. All right. And so many of you probably have already read it, but I'm going to read it because I know there's a Trump supporter out there who's in the same doggone situation right now. On one end, you're being told by your friends on TikTok, Donald Trump is doing great things in terms of the economy and in lowering the cost of medication. But you are now one of the wise ones who have figured out that if he goes on TV and says this is good, what he's really doing is trying to cover up for the fact that it's really bad, right? So you finally started to figure it out. I'm going to read this story and hopefully it hits home. Sounding off, Trump is a moron. He should take his tariffs and shove them up his rear end. Now, when they talk like that, this is a Trump supporter because they talk in this language, all right? All right. Jim and I are both on blood thinners that cost us $500 a month for each of us. So that's $1,000 a piece. Together. I'm so sorry. I was recently put on Jardis for diabetes, another $480 a month. And Jim takes a breather, another $350 a month. We obviously cannot afford those prices. Yes, that is with Medicare Part D. So we have been getting these rugs from Canada or the UK, depending. Eliquis costs $220 for a 3-month supply. Xarelto costs $99 for a 3-month supply. Jardins, and I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation. I don't know but you get what I'm saying. It costs $200 for a 3-month supply. His breathers cost $135 for a 3-month supply. I got an email tonight from Canada Rug Warehouse that I have to reorder by the 14th or the huge tariffs are kicking in on the 29th, adding $80 to $100 per month on all of our meds. Let me repeat what she said. She got an email at night from the Canadian rug store and said, you better order your your prescription by the 14th or these huge tariffs are about to kick in and kick your behind, adding an additional $80 to $100 per month. I said, wow, it's ridiculous that we have the highest rug prices in the world. Seniors can't afford these prices for needed rugs with no generic in the USA. Rug companies rather would see us unalive than to give us affordable rugs. Now Trump is taking that away from us too. What an awful president. Trump only wants to prove he is right about tariffs. And she didn't even spell he is right. So this is a MAGA. Trump only wants to prove he is right about tariffs. He has to be right about everything. If you look at him cross-eyed, he fires you or he prosecutes you. I voted for Trump. I truly wish I had not. Biggest narcissist I have ever seen. He's not making America great again, but he's sure making it more expensive. You know what? W. Zeus. The truth comes from strangest places. And so what I'll do is this: I still got to do a round of judgment, because I understand that just because somebody has an issue with Donald Trump doesn't mean that they're going to turn around and vote for the Democrats, right? So that's why I'm going to keep the pressure on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the Lake of Fire. This is exactly what I was telling you Trump supporters were going to happen. A lot of y'all won't be around to vote, because one way or another, you're not going to be on Earth anymore, because he has his hands around your necks, and he's literally choking you out. So I'm not worried about gerrymandering. What you do need to be worried about is where you're going to end up. And as far as I'm concerned, you know what you're going to do? You're going to end up straight in hell. W. Zeus. Yeah, I'm not worried about Trump supporters voting by midterms, because I don't even believe a majority of you will be here, because you're going to get taken out on your own, on your own accord. He's going to financially ruin you to the point where you're not going to be worried about voting. You're going to be worried about a dog, perhaps, or a mountain lion or something like that catching your rear end, because you don't have a place to stay, and you don't have any family members that are going to look out for you, because you've ruined your relationships with all the people that actually genuinely tried to save you. And so now it's really you're on your own. And you know one thing, MAGA? Here's the thing, MAGA. You know you're on your own, because it's clear as day Donald Trump doesn't care about you. So when you need help, who are you going to go to? Other Trump supporters? They're not going to help you. I guarantee you, MAGA. And this is why I say we're winning, Democrats. Anytime I've seen folks on this app in genuine need and no cap, right? If they're in need, you see the Democrats and the people, they come together, and it's like a community. We help each other. On the right, you need something. You know what they say? You better pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. Or they'll say, why don't you email Donald Trump and see what he'll do for you? See if he'll give you some of that money back. They won't do it. All right. And so this is why I say, MAGA, y'all better wisen up and straighten up real quick. All right, because the door is closing. There's not going to be any room for forgiveness. I mean, and don't think we're not keeping tabs on all the things you've been doing to the innocent people and the children out here and the widows and things like that. You're not Christians at all. And so when it all comes crashing down, I'm not going to be trying to be, oh, well, let's try to make up and atone for. No. You can go straight to hell, all right, because you're only trying to get sympathy now because you found out that, unfortunately, your costs. Look at that. When you get rug prices at that level, you know what it is. This is why this person is upset. It isn't because of any other reason than the fact that they had no other choice. And this is what I'm telling a lot of the MAGA folks. You don't know how to do math, and this is going to be your downfall. If you think the math is always something you can come up with and create and get and speak some words and then all of a sudden get out of it, fine. Then it hasn't hit you yet. But when it really does boil down to your bank account, this is when math, whether you like it or not, this is why I love math. Whether you like it or not, you only got $200 in your bank account and your medication costs you $1,200. Your mind instantly goes to the place of understanding, and you say to yourself, oh, he's trying to take me out. He ain't on my team. Duh. That's the only way y'all get it, because you couldn't see ahead and realize that eventually this moment would eventually come. All right, because you don't have the money he has. You don't have it. You never have, and you never will. But what he's been able to do, and I got it. You know what? Someone said, well, Zeus, why don't you ever compliment Donald Trump on something? I'll give Donald Trump this. This is probably the one time I'll give him a compliment. Donald Trump has to be the best. He's like a genius when it comes to capitalizing on idiots, right? That's the only compliment. Donald Trump can take an idiot who only has 10 cents and can possibly borrow $1 and convince the idiot to give up the 10 easy and go find a way to borrow the $1 and give up the whole $1.10. He'll convince them. And I think he's 98% successful at doing that, because a lot of y'all don't realize it until it's too late. I mean, and I could give you so many other examples. He's convinced idiots to go to the Capitol on January 6th and give up their lives. Yeah, a lot of these folks, they actually threw away their ability to be a free person for Donald Trump. What were you going to do at the Capitol? I was going to save the country. What? I've heard a lot of crazy things. But if you were ever in a situation and you could sit down to these Trump voters and say, now explain to us, all right, and get your notepad out, what would you actually have done to save the United States of America on January 6th? What exactly was the elaborate plan? This is when they all of a sudden realize, like, I personally don't have a plan to save America. I was going to believe Donald Trump was going. In other words, you didn't really have a real clear plan or an understanding. You just went there on a hope and a prayer. You got in the back of the U-Haul trucks. Oh, wow, that's the smartest thing I've ever seen a person do. And then what happened? Yeah, well, then he told me he was going to go, but he didn't go, and I ended up going, and then I ended up sitting in this jail cell. How did that happen? And he convinced you it was because of the Democrats. No, it wasn't because of the Democrats. It's truly because he found out you're not the brightest. W. Zeus. And they don't like me when I talk like this, but you know what? Someone has to do it. And if you don't like the way that I'm running this show, like I said at the beginning,
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
you know, the Trump supporter that went to Russia, he went to Russia thinking he was escaping being woke. Remember that I told you that story? And it's the funniest story. Sometimes I'm at the gym and I'm working out and and I'll just start busting out laughing in the middle of the gym. And they go, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because get this. This is the funniest joke I've ever seen. A Trump supporter leaves Texas. Why? Because he doesn't want to be woke anymore. Where does he go? He goes to Russia. What happens? Putin sends him to the front line, and then what? He's unalive." And I started cracking. They said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Because he's not woke anymore." Somebody has to go to hell. And the crazy thing is, I'm saying this, and it's kind of funny, but it's true. It's really true. You Trump supporters are fast tracking yourselves straight to hell, whether it's going straight to Russia or voting for him to cut off your lifeline through your medications and stuff like that. And it's the best way I could say it, because I don't like doing bad things, because then I truly do feel bad when I do it. But when somebody does something bad to themselves, don't you have to sit back and go, that's actually kind of funny, because you worked for that. You're literally working to destroy yourselves. MAGA, y'all really out here working to destroy yourselves, and you think you're destroying Big Zeus. You think you're destroying the Democrats. No. We'll still be here, and then we'll deal with it after we do what we do. But y'all checking out. Because it doesn't make sense what you're doing. It doesn't. Yeah. And so I'll leave it on that. I think I've laid enough foundation. I laid it down like a carpenter this morning. And now it's time to hear from those of you who are brave enough. I thought Donald Trump was going to do his press conference, but he's already late. So he already knows the jig is up. He's probably listening to this show wondering, like, wow, how is Zeus able to hit and never miss? It's because I'm tapped in. Let me see. Let me start the show off the way I normally do. People, they've been reaching out to me, and this is why I go into the red spaces sometimes. Dame, I hope you're hearing and listening. I don't mean to go into your live and start. The little puzzle piece. Hold on. I don't mean to go into other people's. Hold on. The puzzle piece is here. I don't mean to go into other spaces and then yell. I hate having to yell. But I also notice when I go into the red lives, they might be, oh, I'm going to try to get Zeus in here to get more people. And then they're going to try to put me on mute. I know that game. It doesn't really bother me because eventually I'll say what I need to say. But sometimes you just got to go in there and you got to bring the truth and just get it out. Because I understand very clearly what it's like dealing with people who are incompetent, people who are unqualified to talk about subjects but love to pretend like they knew. It's like going to a mechanic. Well, not going to a real mechanic, going to the one that's probably up the street and your car's acting up, and they just got all these answers about what it is until you give them the car, and then you realize this person is no good. They don't know what they're doing. They just sound like every time there's something wrong with your car. See, you need to do this. See, you need to do that, and then you finally take it to them, and then you realize they had no clue what they're talking about. That's what it's like talking to a Trump supporter. All right. I don't like yelling, but at the end of the day, if you're not doing the math, then it becomes a waste of time, MAGA. And a lot of y'all really do need to pick up a math book. I don't want to hear any Trump supporter saying they did any research. Because here's the thing. Any of us who've been schooled and you've actually gone to a university or something like that, research is a very, very big word. It's not simply going and reading something online. That's not what they call research. You actually have to demonstrate in certain cases that you either went and gathered the data yourselves and you did it in a way that's actually on par with how real research is done, or you went and got it from verifiable sources, and you got to have multiple sources to back up the data. I know for sure MAGA doesn't do their research. And they say, Zeus, how do you know that? Because if you did, you would understand that, look at the way the country is being ran right now. The numbers speak for themselves. W Zeus. Uh-oh. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on. He's here.
And they know what's happening. And they've done it before.
He's talking about...
In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington.
So he's going to deploy the National Guard to Washington, D.C. Huh. I thought only Nancy Pelosi could do that. Interesting.
Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed.
Oh.
And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything.
So he has Pam Bondi and Pete Kegsbreath standing next to him as he's doing this. This is incredible. This is like gold, because we'll use this against him next time.
But you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher.
So if that's true, then why does he have a problem with people coming into the country from those places? Remember, he said the crime was high there, right? That's why he doesn't want them here. So now this logic just doesn't make sense. I caught him already.
Higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. Just like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes to our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work, it's a very liberal group of people actually, and they actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world.
Fake charts.
Red is... Okay, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad is We doubled up on Baghdad.
Oh.
Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. DC, 41 per 100,000, number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that.
Fake numbers.
Is that where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse.
Oh.
And we had a recent indication. There was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that.
Pam, of course.
But he was asked by the city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down. Not going down. And under Biden, it was a disaster.
Biden.
And nobody did anything about it. We're going to do things about it like you wouldn't believe. Every American has a constitutional right to be able to access and petition their government in safety, and countless federal officials and employees likewise have the right to carry out their jobs in peace without being shot. As you know, I lost a very good person a while ago. Was shot waiting for his wife. He was in the car. They robbed his car. They shot him. They killed him like it was nothing to it.
Oh.
She was walking to the car. It's a horror show. This issue directly impacts the functioning of the federal government and is a threat to America. Really, it's a threat to our country.
Really? We
have other cities also that are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this.
All Democrat cities.
Go further. We're starting very strongly with DC, and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. Days ago, a former member of the Doge staff was savagely beaten by a band of roving thugs after defending a young woman from an attempted carjacking. He was left dripping in blood. He thought he was dead, with a broken nose and concussion. Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it. In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tragically killed after being hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting. A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House. We all knew him. Great person. Waiting for his wife as she was walking to the car.
It's the same story.
A Democrat congressman was also carjacked at gunpoint not far from the Capitol. And in 2023, an aide to Senator Rand Paul was stabbed in the chest and head by a demented lunatic as he walked down the street, just absolutely for no reason. Horrifically, last July 4th weekend, a 3-year-old girl was shot in the head and killed while sitting in a car near the Capitol. It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness. And we're getting rid of the slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them. I know it's not politically correct.
Slums.
You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums where they live. Caravans of mass youth rampage through city streets at all times of the day. There are ATVs, motorbikes. They travel pretty well. Entire neighborhoods are now under emergency curfews. Just this past weekend, gunfire went through, and you saw that, the Navy Yard. I saw it this morning. They saw that they fought back against, they fight back until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night. And they're not going to be fighting back long because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face, and then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell them, you spit and we hit, and they can hit real hard.
Ooh.
It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any such, and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want.
Oh!
This dire public safety.
So the cops could do whatever the heck they want now, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Donald Trump has done. He's releasing hell out in Washington, D.C.
This stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it. They don't want to change it. That's what started it in Chicago. I mean, bad politicians started it, bad leadership started it, but that was the one thing that's central, no cash bail. Somebody murders somebody and they're out on no cash bail before the day is out. We're going to end that in Chicago. We're going to change the statute. I spoke with Pam and Todd and everybody. We're going to change the statute, and I'm going to have to get the Republicans to vote because the Democrats are weak on crime. Totally weak on crime. They don't know why. They want to stop because they get mugged too. But we're going to change no cash bail. We're going to change the statute and get rid of some of the other things. And we'll count on the Republicans in Congress and Senate to vote. We have the majority, so we'll vote. We don't have a big majority, but we've gotten everything, including the great, big, beautiful bill. Got that done, and that's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to people in this country. They're starting to figure it out, how good it is. Biggest tax cut in history. So many things. But we'll be able to get that done, so Todd, if you and Pam can draw up things working with the people, I'll get it passed. We'll get it passed with the Republicans. Probably won't get, think of this, probably won't get one Democrat vote because they have no idea what they're doing. That's why they want men playing in women's sports. That's why they want transgender for everybody.
Here he goes.
Transgender.
Here he goes. Desperate.
And they just got walloped in an election in a landslide, and they haven't changed one thing. I saw the other day the
election was a long time ago.
Very well-known politician, Democrat, was fighting like hell that men should be allowed to play in women's sport. They just don't get it. They said it's an 80-20 issue, and I think it's a 97-3 issue. And I don't know who the three are. I've never heard anybody nobody's ever come up to me, sir, you have to let men play in women's sports. You have to do it, sir. Nobody's ever approached me. I don't know where this issue even comes from. Never seen anything like it.
Cognitive. No one's talking about that. And what he's saying is an absolute lie. No one cares about who you're playing sports with at this point. We just want the Epstein files, champ. That's it. Just give us the Epstein files.
But they turned our nation's capital into a sanctuary jurisdiction. That's the other thing. We have to get rid of sanctuary cities as quickly as possible. We're going to do it, too. We have to. Because it's sanctuary for criminals. Releasing illegal alien gang members onto the streets in 2022, nearly 70% of criminals arrested in Washington went unprosecuted. That's not going to happen with the group we have standing aside and standing behind me. And at the Metropolitan Police Department, it's now reached a small number relatively compared to what it was, but it's thousands of people. You know, we have thousands of police. I was told today, sir, they want more police. I heard a number, 3,500 police. That's a lot of police. 3,500. I thought they were going to say, we only have 30 policemen or women. He said, we have 3,500. We need more. You don't need more. That's so many. I never heard. That's like an army. How could you need more than 3,000? It just happened 2 minutes ago.
Wow.
So they've requested more police.
Wow, y'all hear this?
What do they have? About 3,500. I said, 3,500? This is not a big area. It's ridiculous. What you need is rules and regulations, and you need the right people to implement them. And we have the right people here, that I can tell you. Look at the border. Biden said, there's nothing you can do. Kamala was the border czar. She never called one of the Border Patrol agents who are great. ICE is great. Never spoke to anybody.
Yeah.
Never went there.
Yeah.
But she was the border czar.
No, she wasn't. Kamala was not a border czar. I mean, we all know this. I mean, the lies literally just flow out.
And everybody said it was impossible to fix. I fixed it in 3 months.
You didn't fix it.
No, really.
No.
I fixed it the first week, but really fixed it over the last couple of months. And I mean, literally to a point where, as I said, 0 illegals entering our country.
That's not true either.
In the last 90 days. Pretty amazing. It's time for dramatic action. We're going to do the same thing over here. It's going to be a very safe city very soon. We're not looking to just take years, because a lot of people die in years. And we've got incredible people in this country, except we have to allow them to do their job. And that we will deliver like nobody's ever delivered before. I actually think it's easy. You know, if you're competent, it's easy. If you're incompetent, it's impossible. But I'm very competent.
Why he have to say he's competent after saying that? It's because he knew he's not competent, and he heard himself come to that conclusion, and then he had to lie.
Last week, my administration surged 500 federal agents into the district, including from the FBI, ATF, wow. DEA, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service,
wow.
the Secret Service, and the Department of Homeland Security. You know, a lot of nations, they don't have anything like that. They got some police, and they're rough police. They don't have DEA, ATF, FBI, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security. They got some police.
Wow.
But they're rough police.
Wow.
And they do their job. They don't have crime.
Wow.
They're not going to have crime either.
Wow.
They made dozens of arrests.
Wow.
And that's what...
What an embarrassment.
That's what starts to happen. Again, cashless bail. Watch what we do with that.
Wow.
Today we're formally declaring a public safety emergency. This is an emergency. This is a tragic emergency. And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday. I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting this once beautiful capital was, with graffiti all over the walls. It's another part of it, by the way, because we're talking about safety, but we're also talking about beautification. We're the most beautiful, potentially, capital in the world. We always had. But people come from Iowa, they come from Indiana, they come and then they get mugged. Not going to happen. Keep coming, because by the time you get your trip set, it's going to be safe again, and it's going to be clean very quickly. We're going to replace the medians that are falling down all over the roads. We're going to replace the potholes. We're going to put a nice new coat of asphalt over the top. No, we don't have to rip the road out and spend 7 years building a new road because they cut everything. Because some designers said, well, we need a 1/4 inch more turn for safety reasons. No, we're going to do it right. We're going to get it done quickly.
All right.
So today we're declaring public safety emergency in the District of Columbia. And Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment. And I'll be making the appropriate notifications to Congress and to the mayor, our new DEA administrator, who's one of the top in the country. He better be, Terry. If you're not, I'm going to get rid of you so fast. Terry Cole. Terry, thanks. Very good. We just got
So Pam Bondi is supposedly going to be taking control of the police in D.C.? Wow. It's amazing that she can do all of this, but she can't release the Epstein files. This is, I mean, what is going on?
Most highly recommended person. And you'll be designated as the interim federal commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Department. Okay? And you run them tough. They're good. You have a lot of good people. You have people that shouldn't be there. You also have people that shouldn't be there. They got in there because of woke. But you have a lot of great police, and those people are the ones that want to help you. This city will no longer be a sanctuary for illegal alien criminals. We will have full, seamless, integrated cooperation at all levels of law enforcement, and we'll deploy officers across the district with an overwhelming presence. You'll have more police, and you'll be so happy because you'll be safe. When you walk down the street, you're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the streets. You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed.
Oh,
by the way, we're going to have National Guard, but Pete Hegseth will tell you about it. We will bring in the military if needed. People say, "Oh, that's so terrible." He's going to bring in. It's been used many times over the years. I don't think we'll need it. I think we've got so many great people, including the people that are in the police department with proper leadership.
Wow.
They'll immediately begin massive enforcement operations targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and criminal networks to get them the hell off the street, maybe get them out of the country, because a lot of them came into our country illegally. They shouldn't have been allowed in. They come from Venezuela. They come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out. They won't be here long. But some of these people, a lot of them, are homegrown criminals. And these are bad people. These are rough people. And this is just a list of some of the people that were given to me today that were criminals removed from the D.C. streets this weekend. They were rough and tough. But we're rougher and tougher. Look at these people here.
Here he goes. When he shows the sheet of paper, you know he's lying.
They're not going to be your local school teacher. Look at this guy. He has killed people numerous times. They're not going to be an asset. They will never be an asset to society. I don't care. I know we all want to say, oh, they're going to be rehabbed. It's not going to be rehabbed. I'm going to ask Doug Burgum to come up and say a couple of words because he's in charge, as you know. He's Interior, but he's in charge of the U.S. Park Police. And I've heard so many great things about the Park Police. They're proud.
Well, what I'll do is this. We're going to go ahead and move things along because, you know, the show has to move on. And, you know, I'm sorry to make you all be subjected to that. But honestly, and I got to cut it short because, you know, Big Zeus has other affairs to tend to. But one thing you can see, ladies and gentlemen, is this is just another one of Donald Trump's attempts to distract us from the Epstein files not being released and obviously the economy. If you look at the news right now, the stock market is dwindling. It's going down. We're heading towards the 1929 style recession. Look at that. I won my appeal. Wow, I won my appeal. While I've been doing this, you know, I got reported, and it looks like it said, Zeus, you won your appeal. So obviously, Trump supporters, they're getting triggered by the way that I'm running this broadcast. You know what, MAGA? Just leave right now. Because like I said, I'm not too worried about you. Donald Trump is going to destroy you. I can't wait until we hear the first story coming out of Washington, D.C. Oh, a law enforcement officer unalived a Trump supporter who they perceived was breaking the law. And then I'm going to go W Zeus. Because that's what's going to happen. For all of you in my comment section saying W Trump, I want you to understand that the way that I see this, when you're going to put this many cops out there, they're not going to know whether you're a Trump supporter or not. If you look like you could be a bad person, game over. And this has already been happening. There are a lot of Trump supporters who obviously regret their votes. What are they going to do in D.C. when a Trump supporter finds themselves staring down the barrel of a you-know-what, or possibly even being arrested? Oh, it was a misunderstanding. Yeah, after you've just been humiliated. W, Zeus. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta check in. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who do we got this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we got? Let's go through these. Let's try to be as quick as possible because I don't got much time. Good morning, Conway. Welcome to the show. How are you doing? Are you there, Conway? Are you there? Going once?
Oh, my bad, Zeus. I joined on accident.
All right, I got you, champ. Don't even worry about it. All right, let's move it along. All right, who is J Niner? Good morning. Welcome to the show, J Niner 49. How Wow. 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 That's crazy. That's truly crazy. That's so annoying, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that. I don't know what the heck's going on. All right, let's see if we can keep this show going. Goodness gracious. Yeah, sometimes I'm in my zone, and then next thing you know, the app does what it does. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Good morning. Let's see if we can get the first panelist to come up here. Let's see. Shelly, good morning. How are you doing?
Um,
Are you there, Shelly? Shelly, I think you may have misspoke. I'll take care of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring up my good friend Nutty. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. Good morning, Nutty. Welcome
Hey,
to the show.
good morning, Zeus. First of all, I heard through the grapevine that today is your birthday.
Somebody's been running their mouth out there, perhaps.
So,
Interesting.
well, I mean, you're my brother, so obviously I know you.
Nasty
So,
work. Nasty
so,
work. But yeah, you're right. W
so I want to say happy birthday to you,
Zeus. Well,
and
Lord
we are
have mercy.
absolutely blessed to have you for another year.
Right?
And so I hope and pray that today is not only a great day, but this next chapter in your life is the best yet.
Well, thank you,
So with
brother.
all
Thank you.
yeah, with all of that being said, let's
Thank you,
make
little
no
miss.
mistake about this.
Yes.
What we just witnessed, it is martial law. It is martial law.
Yep.
And MAGA Queen, I'm talking specifically to you.
Mm.
Tiny tank top, turkey neck Tim,
Mm.
conservative Democrat. All you demons who get in here, I have a question for you. What is the difference between today and January 6th? What is the difference? Because you were told that Donald Trump could not bring in the National Guard for January 6th, that it was Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
But yet, all of a sudden, today, he's bringing in the National Guard into Washington, D.C. What is the difference, MAGA?
Yeah.
Is it because Nancy Pelosi, a woman, a Democratic woman, was the Speaker of the House? So you mean to tell me that Nancy Pelosi, a woman, see, I'm triggering you right now. You mean to tell me that that woman had more power than the man that's the Speaker of the House today?
Mm.
What is the difference, MAGA?
What is the difference?
You kept telling us, no, Donald Trump could not bring in that Nancy Pelosi overruled the president. You kept telling us that. What is the difference between January 6th and today, MAGA?
Keep going. Hold on. Keep going.
This is martial law. This is unconstitutional. There is no war going on. There's no rebellion going on. There's no insurrection going on. What's going on in DC today? Crime is actually down 26% in DC just from this point last year. 26% crime is down in DC. But yet now you want to declare martial law in DC? The devil is a lie. Don't you dare get your nasty behinds in this box. Don't you dare do it. Do not get in this box claiming that what's going on in DC is necessary when crime is down 26%
Amen.
year over year in DC.
Yeah, it does. RB, yelling does help. RB, you got something to say? Come on up here, RB. We'll straighten you right on that.
RB, you can kiss my ass.
Oh, W, nutty. Yeah, RB.
That's where I am. Because real lives are being affected.
Yeah.
Real lives are being affected. And like you said just a minute ago, Zeus,
Talk to him.
they're not going to know if you're MAGA or not. They're just going to be busting heads.
Yeah.
Because he got up there on television with his little ugly ass stature saying they can do whatever they want.
Yep.
Y'all just heard him say it.
And I was saying that especially at the Blaga, all right, because they the ones that don't understand that they don't have the complexion for the protection. They think that they're safe right now, and I was sitting there going, they don't know American history.
Well, you know what? That's the only good thing about Donald Trump because he's going to go after them, and I'm here for it.
Hey,
I'm here for it.
No.
I'm here for it.
No.
Because if you let the devil ride, he is surely going to want to drive. TikTok is TikToking, I see. TikTok is TikToking, I see. Let's see if Zeus for other people's birthday. So let's just shower him with the gifts as well for his birthday today. But I'm going to drop on down and hopefully he'll be unfrozen. Or wait, maybe not. I don't know what's going on. TikTok is TikToking. But yes, make no mistake, y'all. What you all are seeing that's going on in DC right now, it is martial law. It is martial law. And stay tuned because I'm sure the ACLU and other organizations, I'm sure they are already on it, trying to get this into federal court, trying to get this stopped. Because there are rules to martial law. We are not at war, y'all. We are not at war. We do not have a rebellion or an insurrection going on in DC right now to where the president has the authority to declare martial law. Muriel Bowser, she is the mayor of Washington, D.C. Because D.C. is not a state, she is the quote-unquote governor of D.C. They have not met with Muriel Bowser without talking to the head of that government. Muriel Bowser there is the head of that government in D.C.
You're
Zeus,
still
I'm
there.
holding them down until you get
Thank
back.
you. All right, W, Nutty. Yeah, I think they're doing some sort of construction here this morning, and it's messing up the internet. I don't know what's happening. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, whenever you need to drop me to get the next person, that's fine. I just didn't want to leave and just have
No. You did the right thing. You did the right thing.
So again, y'all, I'm gonna say it while he's here. You all know what he does when it's our birthdays. So let's do that throughout the live because he's not gonna play the birthday song for himself.
No.
We already know this.
Probably.
So
true.
let's show him the love while he's on live. I know we show him love every day, but not the birthday love that he shows everybody else.
Hey, W Nutty. Well, I got about 15 more minutes because I have other, people need to go see Big Zeus and take care of me. But what an incredible show so far, minus the interruptions. All right.
Zeus, could you do me one favor? It's gonna go off script. If you say no, it's your show. I ain't mad at you, but I really would like for you to say yes to this request. Will you please play the birthday song for me?
For who? Oh, it's your birthday today?
Will you please play it? Just start playing it. Please and thank you.
Okay. Oh my God. How embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen. This is so embarrassing.
It's okay. You'll be okay.
Oh my
You'll be
God.
okay.
Can I?
Yes, you can do it. You can do it, Zeus. I got faith in you.
Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen. Here it goes.
I heard it was somebody's birthday. I heard it was somebody's birthday. Yeah. PJ Panda birthday song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Today is your birthday. We gon' say it loud. Today is your birthday. I know you're so proud.
Thank you, everyone. Seriously. Wow, W Terra. Let's go! Fine, you twisted my arm. All right. Hey, get the cake. Hey. Thank you, everyone. It is lit. Wow. Well, I couldn't do it without all of you, seriously. Wow. What an incredible show. You don't have to, but you do. Turn up. Hey. Thank you, Nutty. I think I forgive you, Nutty. All right,
fine. Y'all, TikTok is TikToking. Y'all keep going. We ain't gonna let TikTok stop you. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going until he gets back. Time again. We always give people their flowers while they're here to smell them. Flowers while they're here to smell them. He's no different. Now, I know he thinks he's the most handsome, but he's not. But it's still my brother, and I still love him. I still love him. But just make sure y'all let him know that he's not the most handsome, but we love him anyhow.
Are you there?
I mean, I love my.
Are you there? Good. I think I'm back. Oh my gosh, are you there? Yeah. Are y'all there? It just seems like, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one of the most bizarre shows.
No, Will.
Hey, Takesha, how are you? Can you hear me?
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, how's it going? You can hear me.
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
I got a poem for you.
Oh, really?
I do.
Oh, let's go. I didn't know this.
Today is the day we celebrate you for all of the ways you bring the truth. Your live is the greatest. You have the best show. The ops get mad because they don't know what you know.
Ooh.
So happy birthday. Go and be great. We celebrate you, the one and only 888.
Hey! Thank you, Takesha. Wow. That's awesome. That's spectacular. Well, it's today is a Monday, so you really can't do.
It doesn't matter. It's another day the Lord allowed you to breathe in and gain another year of life, Zeus.
Fair enough. I'm definitely going to go out and eat, maybe grab some oysters or something like that, if that's acceptable in these days and, times like this, and then get some seafood.
Zeus, if Trump, if the economy wasn't how it was, I would send you $5 for one crate.
Don't do it.
I don't have it to send, Zeus.
Don't do it.
You know the situation we in with this crazy lunatic in office. Nobody don't have anything to give, Zeus.
But it's good you give your time. Your time is, to me, honestly valuable. And so you've been on this journey. You've been on this journey with me for a while, basically since I started.
And I plan to continue.
Amen. Because money comes and goes, but that time you don't get that back, huh? Yeah.
But friendships last forever. Zeus, let me say this, Zeus. You won a peace prize. And you done started a war in your own state, in your own country, and then went around the White House snatching down pictures. But you want a Nobel Peace Prize. Baby, go have several seats.
Thank you.
Did Nancy Pelosi sign off on that, what he's doing in Washington?
Nope.
Why not? It's her responsibility. Did Mike Johnson sign off? He the Speaker of the House. Did he sign off for the national?
Nope.
Why not?
No.
It was his responsibility.
That part.
Who called him in, Zeus?
He did.
Oh, so this term is the only term he got that power because he didn't have it the last time, Zeus?
Ain't it interesting how all the lies are getting exposed the way they are nowadays?
When I tell you, MAGA's so gullible.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I've stopped praying for him and started laughing at him, Zeus.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's what I said.
As the day go by, I get more and more tickled.
Yeah, because they don't know they're destroying themselves, and that's the piece that I have found in all of this, right? You see these people regretting their votes, their medication is getting cut off. They ain't got enough money to pay for it. What do you think the outcome of that's going to be?
Zeus, every time I think about people that say he's doing a good job and that, is saying, give him some time. And every time I think about them jumping on a subway, riding a bus, catching a cab because they don't have their own transportation.
Yeah.
And they are, excited about money that's going to the government to help pay for tax cuts for people that get in limousines every day.
Yeah.
People that go on the weekend and get on their yachts. And you can't even take your child to Six Flags on the weekend. And you around here excited about the rich people still being able to live how they live. And you got to downgrade your life because you're getting poor.
Yeah.
I think it's really ridiculous.
Yeah. No lies detected. W to Keisha. That ain't Joe Biden. Gregory.
Joe Biden is at home minding his business. Y'all can stop calling Joe Biden name because this ain't got nothing to do with Biden. It's all on the rooftop burglar that
Yeah.
y'all letting steal all y'all money while you stand on the rooftop of the White House.
Yeah. No lies detected. W bounce.
Exactly.
W bounce. Oh yeah. They love being taken advantage of,
They
Takesha.
love it. It makes their day to look at their account at zero and see that the rich man has gained another dollar. That's what they live for, Zeus, for the rich man.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Shay. Yes.
So I
Wow.
want you to go, Zeus, and I want you to have a good day. I
All
want
right.
you to get you a meal and be great today, Zeus. And
Uh,
you just be grateful that you woke up on this side of heaven.
amen. Amen. I will. Thank you for those kind words, Takesha. I really do appreciate it. All right.
All right, brother man.
All right. Have a good one. All right.
You too.
All right. No lies detected. All right. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'll bring up the next four, and then we'll wrap it up, and then I gotta get up out of here. Good morning, Bounce. How are you doing, sis?
Well, I'm doing wonderful.
Yes. Nice.
I'm going to tell you today, you are the most handsome. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But I wanted to tell you that you are just an amazing human being.
Thank
And I
you.
want to thank you for letting me up on the panel. I might not know as much as everybody else, but I make my point. So I'm going to make my point today.
Do it.
If you all did not know, Donald Trump, when he had his little come see me party, and if you pay $5 million to see him, you can get a favor, right?
Yeah.
Part of that favor was a gentleman that supplied bandages to Medicare. Biden had taken that away so the money could go back to the people. Well, now, guess what?
What's that?
He gets to do his little nasty bandages. So, just so you know, MAGAs out there,
Wow.
if you actually think that you are going to be okay and you're already poor, so let's talk about that, especially you in those red states. I'm imploring all blue states, keep the money. Don't send it to the red states. We got to fund our own states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You telling us in these blue states to keep the money. Don't send it to these
Yes,
red
don't
states.
send it to the red states.
I give it to you.
Ask them to go to Donald Dodo Bird.
Yeah.
See if he's going to help them pay for their prescriptions, pay for housing,
Yeah.
pay for their child care, reinstate their EBT, because I see them crying all over the
Yeah.
place.
And do you, when you see him crying, do you feel sorry for him?
Oh, hell no. Oh,
No.
sorry. No, I don't.
No. I'm like, it ain't over yet. Wait until you check out. Wait until it's checkout time, and then they unplug your, lifeline in the hospital. That's when it's over. And then the whole time I'm going to be like, but you just couldn't bring yourself to vote for a Democrat. This is what.
And I'm not giving them none of my dog's food, because my dogs eat healthy. They eat chicken, boiled chicken.
You ain't giving them the dog food. That's next level, Bounce. W Bounce. That's next level. I've never heard that. Good morning, Kabira. Yes.
And
Yes.
the other thing is, Judge Chunkin.
Yes.
She got the case for the Epstein thingies.
Yeah, and that's Trump's worst nightmare. So that's
Yeah.
why all these distractions are happening. W and yes, that's why all the distractions are happening, because she's going to make sure it gets released. If you understand who she is, she's not about the games being played at all.
Yes, they announced it this morning on your sister's live, Straight Facts. I don't know where she is today, because
I saw her.
It's your birthday, sister. Where are you?
I saw her today. She's here.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we love you. We
All
do.
right, love you too.
And Mama sends her love, and the doggy said they're not going to choke on the chicken bone, okay?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to my sister, my beautiful
Love
sister,
you.
Bounce. Love you too. All right, we're wrapping it up. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wild show this morning. I mean, they have literally been just, they don't want Big Zeus to get off the ground. I get it. There's that level of hate. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How you doing, sis?
Hey, Zeus, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, I really do.
Absolutely. You deserve
See you, cute
it.
dog.
You deserve a day off, Zeus. So you
I,
make sure you do something for you today.
I,
You
I
have been working so hard for the kingdom for such a
thank you.
long time, bringing us all this information, these facts.
Yeah.
I mean, today you even shared with us about the kitty part, the
Yeah,
kitty
the
pack.
kitty
You
committee,
know,
right? You heard about that.
yeah,
Now
the
you got to
kitty
go. Now you got to
committee.
go look into it and look at what these guys are
I
up
gotta
to.
find out. It's nasty work.
Yeah.
That is nasty, nasty work.
Yep.
And to think these nasty old geezers were after the young kiddies. That's what they were after, the young kiddies. As they
Serving
should
it up.
burn in hell, Zeus. They should
They're
all
gonna burn
burn
in
in
hell.
hell. I
They're
can't wait.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
coming.
yeah,
Day of judgment is near.
yeah.
But I just wanted to get up here really quick to just wish you a happy birthday,
Alrighty then.
because we just want to let you know how much we appreciate you and everything you do for the kingdom and all you've done for us as people, as creators, to teach us the way.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you so much.
All right, all right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Morningstar, and you
You're
kept it nice,
welcome.
short and sweet. All right, 'cause I gotta
That's
get up there.
right. You have a good one, Zeus.
All right,
Enjoy your
Dave.
day.
Oops, I'm so sorry. I got you, sis. Don't worry. I'm gonna get to you. We gotta get out of here in like what, 4 minutes? All right. Good morning, Shay, the beautiful Shay. How are you?
Hello.
How many years has it been? We've been doing this for a while, cooking and booking, right?
You've been on it for a while, my friend.
Yeah.
Good 3.5 at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
at
thank you.
least. Happy birthday.
Thank you. All right, you
Happy
twisted my arm, Shay. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Ah, handsome man.
thank
All right.
you. Thank you.
Hope you have wonderful plans, or did
Yeah.
had fun this weekend or next weekend, whatever your plans are.
Mainly this previous weekend, I did some sightseeing, along the coast up there. Went all the way up to Fort Bragg and things like that. It was pretty incredible.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got a national emergency being declared in Washington D.C. So my understanding that can only last 48 hours.
Oh, really?
Yes, that can only last 48 hours. So do you think he's going to clean the streets in 48 hours? Like all the homeless is going to be solved, everything's going to be like we're good.
No, I
gonna
think
be
that
shiny and
I think
clean.
that one of his supporters are going to end up being made an example out of inadvertently, and then this is all going to backfire. That's what I think, or I should say, I'm hoping.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, distraction, sure.
Yeah.
Or is this a test run?
Oh.
Because DC's not a state, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he can do this without, basically going against the Constitution and states' rights, right?
Yeah. Right.
So what's the point? And so when you read Project 2025, right?
Yeah.
So, and then there was the whole deletion of Article 1, Sections 9 and 10, which covers habeas corpus, and the ability for the president to call in a national emergency, right?
Right.
So that went suddenly missing off the website for some odd reason, off the White House website.
Yeah.
They claimed that it was a technical problem.
It's always technical.
But it's weird that it was that particular section, and then he's doing this, calling in the national emergency and the DC Guard.
Yeah. W-Ange.
Which is another question I obviously have for all the MAGAs that have been debating us for years about January 6th, and it was Nancy Pelosi that could call in the National Guard and not Trump. Well, I think he fooled you guys. He lied to you once again.
Yeah.
And shows to you that he can call it in anytime he wants to. That's what he's doing. Weird how the president of the United States can call in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We caught him 4K.
Call him 4K.
Yeah.
I talked to Liberal Insanity this morning on Angela's Live, and he's like, "Oh, I know you're trying to do a got you." I'm like, "I'm not trying to. You got yourself." Dude.
Thank you. Yeah. You did the right thing.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting here going, okay, guys, so what's this about, right? He's meeting with Putin and Alaska,
Dr. Keisha.
right?
Thank you.
Yes. Y'all keep sending the gifts. This man deserves everything what he does here. But yeah, so and Alaska used to be Russian territory.
Yes.
So what's going on? Like, this is interesting. Yeah.
He's showing Putin that he has no problem, bending the knee to him, and it's symbolism, right? Putin gets to take the video of that and go back to his people and show, look at what I had the president of the United States do, rolling out the red carpet for me, in some territory that eventually we'll get back once the United States collapses, because that's how they sell that over there.
Yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah, it does, Gregory. We know you don't. We know that you don't either. So it's both of them.
So
Yeah.
are we going to help Russia take over this eastern part of Ukraine? Like, is that what we're gonna do?
If Trump has it his way.
For Alaska? I don't know. What is what's going on here?
We don't know.
I don't know, but stay tuned. Keep your ears and eyes open, guys, because this is absolutely what they're trying to do. And because there's no other reason to do it. I've been to DC many times. It's no dangerous of a city than anything I've ever walked through.
W and wow, thank you. Well, listen, shit, I gotta move it along. All right,
have a wonderful day. Love you guys.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Shay. Wow. Okay, I gotta check in with my brother Q Dog. Welcome, Q Dog. How you doing, bro?
Good. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Man, I caught it on the back end. I didn't realize that was the birthday.
Oh yeah, but I don't like talking about that stuff. We got other things to do out here. But they always catch me.
We gotta celebrate you just like we celebrated Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, those are big shoes to fill.
Hey, but you doing big things out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? If you get the feedback from VP Harris and Oprah. See, a lot of people don't realize this about Zeus. He was on their radar. And we got to celebrate you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
End of story.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I was out in the streets this morning. Had to go to the dentist, get a little baby drill done.
Hey.
And Nutty, while you was freezing, Nutty trying to say, he the most handsome.
Oh,
I was not on his birthday, bro.
See, Lord,
all
that came.
Throw you under the bus, Nutty. You my boy.
Wow, Nutty. Look, see, all that came before me were thieves and robbers. I get it. All right, well, you know what? I'll forgive him for that because I'm pretty sure his heart was in the right spot while he was up here lying. Yeah. His heart was, so I can look at it that way. But
we had to do a MAGA move on you in order to get you to put the birthday song up so we could give you love. You know.
Okay, fair enough.
It's supposed to be. I ain't gonna stay up too long, bro. I just want you to enjoy your birthday.
All right.
You know that I love you, my man.
All right, love you too, bro.
We're gonna keep doing this day by day, hour by hour, no doubt.
All right, amen, ladies and gentlemen. WQ Dog. No lies detected. All right, salute to you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's my brother Q Dog. All right, let's move it along. Good morning. Is this Dr. Keisha? How are you doing? How are you doing, sis? Welcome to the show. Oh my God, are you there? Are we able to get you punched in, locked in? Are you there?
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Wow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. How are you doing this lovely morning?
I'm not even going to tell you not to eat cake. I'm not going to tell you can't have your bacon. You can have all of it today, Zoo.
No, I'm leaving. I'm trying the bacon. I've convinced myself that I can let that go for now. But it's been hard, the burger thing, and then all the things you were saying.
You can have a veggie burger, portobello mushroom burger.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go try the oyster thing and the fish thing instead. But yeah, the veggie burger. The thing is, I probably have eaten it and don't even realize it. And some of them I have eaten, and I said it doesn't taste bad, but you can't. I'm not going to get into that, Doc. I'll take your word.
Yeah. Just ignore everything else that's happening today, because it is crazy. I just found out about the CDC, the cause for the CDC, the attack on the CDC.
Yeah,
due to misinformation. The person that did it believed that he was immunization injured person. So
This is at Emory University, right? And Trump hasn't said a thing about it.
he
Neither
hasn't said a thing.
has RFK said anything about it.
Of course not. He believes it's all true as he dismantles and continues to dismantle everything. Even more. There's even more that he's done recently, and I can't keep reading about it. It's overwhelming. But there's an organization called Fired But Fighting.
Yeah.
CDC, and I'm going to have them on the podcast. And then one of the CDC fired ladies, I'm going to try to have tonight or Wednesday night on the live. So.
All right. Well, then make sure you plug me in. All right. Let me know. All right.
But you need to be out partying. Go out and party.
No. The streets ain't safe for Big Zeus, but I appreciate it. All right. Streets ain't safe for Big Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Dr. Keisha Davis. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we've survived one of the craziest shows I've ever had to do. All right, where the internet connection is going in and out and stuff like that, and you just can't get through it, but we made it. I got to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure thank you all for tuning in this morning. Thank you all for the birthday love. I truly, truly do appreciate it, even though it's embarrassing. I also want to give a special thank you to all of the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be as incredible as it is. And then I got to give a last round. He's still talking. He's still holding this ridiculous press conference. We're going to give Donald J. Trump and all the Zeus haters out there our last round of booze and shame because they're hell-bent on destroying this country. Instead of releasing the Epstein files, they'd rather destroy the country. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them all straight to hell one last time.
Silence, you.
All right. We're out of here. Take care. Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. We are out of here. What a show! Thank you all. I don't know what all that. What a great show. Still here. Wow. Thank you so much. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. That was great. Thank you all once again for the birthday love. We'll keep it up. W happens. I'm pretty sure I know who was saying what and got everybody to know what today was. We'll get into that. Thank you, Q-Dog. Happy birthday. What a disgrace. Destroying George Washington is rolling around in his grave. What a disgrace. We're out of here. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care.